British Prime Minister Theresa May has two crucial Brexit meetings in the next 48 hours. Her first here in Berlin with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Then on Friday, a UK cabinet meeting. At both, she'll present her new customs plan. Merkel's mind is on time pressures and Friday's cabinet decision.
As time is pressing and we already have to have sorted out the political framework by October, it is now very important what the British government decides in the next few days.
May is hoping for a breakthrough at Friday's meeting with her divided government.
And tomorrow I will be bringing my cabinet together to discuss and decide a substantial way forward, which will enable the pace and intensity of the negotiations to increase.
The British Prime Minister has already put forward two options for a customs plan post-Brexit that have caused disagreement in her parliament. She's now putting forward a third proposal. It's known as the Facilitated Customs Arrangement. It would allow the UK to set its own tariffs on goods arriving in the country. Technology would be used to track goods and decide if UK or EU tariffs should be paid. The government says the technology would be up and running by the end of the proposed transition in December 2020. It's not clear whether the cabinet will back May's new plan and if the EU will agree. But her Brexit minister, David Davis, sent the Prime Minister a letter describing the plan as unworkable. The British cabinet meeting will take place at the Chequers Retreat in Buckinghamshire, a relaxing and bucolic setting, but will it help to placate Theresa May's cabinet, or will they use the threat of a walkout to get what they want? Maria Ramos, TRT World.
Joining us for more on this is Geraint Johnes. He's a professor of economics at Lancaster University in the UK. Geraint, great to have you on the show again. So, as we heard in Maria's report there, David Davis, the Brexit secretary, reportedly thinks that May's customs plan is unworkable. Is it?
Well, if we think of why the UK wants this kind of arrangement, so it wants to leave the customs union in order to strike trade deals with other countries. So suppose the UK strikes a trade deal with Brazil, and Brazil exports some things into the UK at an agreed low level of tariffs. Suppose those things were then re-exported by the UK into the European Union, tariffs would become payable. And so you need to have a border there of some kind. The scheme that Theresa May is devising is trying to finesse this by saying the UK will collect the EU's tariffs as these things come into the UK, and then somehow through technology, what some people call technology, I would call it magic. You referred to unicorns a couple of minutes ago. Through this technology or magic, we would know whether these goods are going to be sold on to the EU and whether we need to collect a tariff on them. Now, this seems quite fantastic to a lot of people, and a lot of people within the cabinet don't think that it's a workable plan. So ultimately, the UK may have two options. It may be pushed in the direction of a soft Brexit, where it remains in the single market, it remains in the customs union, or something similar to that. And there is some space for negotiation there. Whatever Michel Barnier might say about that, there is scope there for a deal to be made. Or alternatively, as some ideologues want, the UK may be pushed in the direction of the hardest of hard Brexits that could be incredibly economically damaging. And the outcome, which one of these two options we'll end up with, really depends on how the political game pans out.
Yeah, it is all about the politics at the moment, isn't it? And it seems to be stacked in favour of the EU more than anyone else.
Well, that is largely because the British government has been unable to decide which way it wants to go on this. So a lot of the negotiation is going on within the British government rather than between the British government and the European Union.
Right. Do you think this plan of Theresa May's is going to be enough then to placate both sides as she heads into this crunch meeting at Chequers tomorrow?
That is very difficult to say, and there's been a lot of wordsmithing around, and ultimately we're coming to the sharp end now, where decisions that are substantive need to be taken. And it may be that Theresa May will call the bluff of the hardliners in the cabinet. Some may resign. We may end up with a de facto coup where there's a challenge to Mrs. May's leadership. We don't know which way that would go politically. It's possible that she would remain in power and the hard Brexiteers would be marginalised. On the other hand, it's possible that the hard Brexiteers may have to form another government.
Geraint Johnes, Lancaster University, thank you so much.